Hey, welcome. Have you ever stopped to think about what you and, say, a star have in common? Or what about the screen you're looking at right now and the air you're breathing? Well, today we are diving deep into the secret life of matter, the hidden link between literally everything in the universe. Let's get into it.
So let's just start with a really big question. It seems simple at first, but it goes incredibly deep. What is the fundamental stuff that connects you, this screen, and everything else you can possibly imagine?
To answer that, we've got to peel back the first layer of how we see the world. We need to get right to the core of what everything is made of. And you know what? The answer is actually pretty straightforward. It's all matter. The official definition is anything that has mass, it has some weight to it, and takes up space. It's the physical substance of our entire universe. Just think about that for a second, how huge that idea is. We're not just talking about stuff you can hold, like a rock or a tree branch. Matter is also the air you can't even see, the most distant stars in the galaxy, and, yep, even you. You are made of the exact same fundamental stuff as everything else in the cosmos. Okay, so we've got the big picture. Everything is matter. But what happens when we zoom in? I mean, way, way in. Let's explore the tiny little blocks that build it all up. All right, so we've established our foundation here. Every single thing you can think of is composed of matter. But what is matter itself made of? Well, it's constructed from something even smaller, these tiny invisible particles we call molecules. Think of it like this. If a house is matter, then molecules are the individual bricks, the pieces of wood and the nails. They're the fundamental building blocks that come together to create everything we can see and touch. Now, this is where it gets really personal. We've talked about stars and rocks, but how does all this apply to our own bodies? Let's take a look at the incredible journey of how the food we eat literally becomes, well, us. This quote from our source material just nails it. Growth isn't magic. It's basically a molecular construction project. Your body is like a master builder, taking the molecules from your food and rearranging them to build more of you. And where we get those building blocks all depends on our diet. But whether an animal is a herbivore, munching on plants, a carnivore eating other animals, or an omnivore eating both, the process is exactly the same. It's taking in matter from somewhere else to build and repair its own body. So let's walk through that process. First, you eat something. Let's say it's an apple. Your digestive system gets to work like a deconstruction crew, breaking that apple down into its useful parts. That's when key molecules like glucose and amino acids are released. And finally, your body's cells grab these molecules and put them to work as brand new building blocks, maybe to repair a muscle or create a new skin cell. Okay, now let's tackle a really common misconception. Most of us think that once we hit a certain age, we just stop growing. But is that actually true? The answer might surprise you. So let me ask you directly. Do you think you've stopped growing? As it turns out, the answer isn't quite so simple. Most of us would probably say, yeah, of course, because we connect the idea of growth with getting taller or bigger, the kinds of changes we can easily see on the outside. But the reality is that growth is also this constant, invisible process. Right now, as you're listening to this, your body is using the molecules from your last meal to repair muscles, produce new blood cells, and mend bones. This invisible maintenance, that's a form of growth too. You never really stop rebuilding yourself. All right, let's zoom back out. We've seen how molecules from food build us from the inside out. But where did those molecules come from before they were in our food? This is where the story gets truly epic. I mean, just think about this for a second. The very molecules that are making up your body right now have a history. They weren't always yours. They used to be part of the soil or a plant or another animal, or they were just floating around in the air. You are literally built from the world around you. This is the great cycle of matter. It's never really created or destroyed. It just gets repurposed over and over again. It flows from the environment to a plant, to an animal, and eventually to you. We are all just temporary custodians of the universe's building blocks. And that leaves us with a final, fascinating thought. You are a temporary collection of matter borrowed from the cosmos. The atoms in your body have been on an absolutely incredible journey to get to you. So the real question is, where will they go next?